Hey guys, I forgot to record an intro for this week's video, so this is going to be my intro. I'm going to be teaching you how to make some salmon that has some crispy skin, delicious, and perfectly flaky. Let me show you how to make it. Alright, this is the piece of salmon I am using today. I'm just going to slice out that like little flat piece at the end. And then I'm going to just take off the belly part of this fillet. Admittedly, I think I took off too much of the fillet, but that's fine. The thing I'm trying to aim for here is like a uniform piece of fillet, so like even thickness all the way through. And then when I flip this over, I realized it wasn't descaled yet, so this is my attempt at descaling the fish. And I'm gonna save you guys some time from watching this and just skip to the part where the fish is already scaled. And so this is the fish that's already scaled. And all I'm gonna do is cut slits into it, and what the slits is gonna allow is to prevent the skin from curling up, so it has a nice even contact, and then it's gonna also help the fish cook through better. And once you have it slit like this, just go ahead and season everything. Make sure you get a good coating of salt, and then I'm also going to put salt in these little flaps as well. It's gonna help season the fish all the way through. Of course, season both sides and both pieces. Now, in addition to the salt, I'm gonna add some Old Bay seasoning. I particularly like the seasoning for seafood. I know everyone does as well. If you don't have Old Bay, you don't have to add it. If you don't like Old Bay, you don't have to add it. Anyways, I'm gonna chop up 1 clove of garlic, just nice and fine like this. And then I'm gonna chop up half a stalk of green onions, preferably towards the end of the white part. And then for my parsley, all I'm gonna do is take off the woody part, the stems essentially, and then just chop that up as fine as I can. And then I'm gonna put that aside. And then also for the leaves, I'm just gonna finally chop the leaves as well. Careful not to bruise it. I'm just gonna gather it all together like this, and then simply just take my knife and run through it real quick, just like this. Now I have a pan here with some oil, heating up in medium heat. You might have to raise it higher, but just stick your fish on and hear that sizzle. And as you can see, I'm pushing my fish down into the pan to make sure there's a nice, even contact with the pan so that the skin will get nice and crispy. And then right next to that, I'm just gonna put the belly piece. So to tell if the fish is ready to cook, I've been cooking this for a few minutes now, but I just checked to see how, that pink, how much of that pink has gone up. So it's gone up about 80%. And that's how I know that the fish is ready to be flipped. I mean, you can use a thermometer if you want, you can use time you want, but I think this is a pretty accurate measure of how done the fish is. So for this piece, also you see that pink going up 80%. That's how I know it's ready to flip. And so a few minutes after flipping the thin piece, I'm gonna take that out because that should be ready. And then about 3 or 4 minutes after flipping that big piece of fish, I'm also gonna take that out because it should be done by now. And all I'm gonna do is shut off the heat and let the pan cool down. And once it's cooled, I'm just gonna drizzle a bit of oil in there just so I can cook my aromatics, which I'm gonna start with my garlic. And then I'm gonna add in my parsley stems along with my green onions. And I cook this just until everything is fragrant. And as soon as it becomes fragrant, I'm gonna add in about half a cup to 2/3 cup of white wine. You don't have to use white wine if you want. You can use chicken broth or even water, I suppose, but chicken broth would be a better option. And then once that has reduced mostly, I'm gonna add in my capers and just stir that in real quick. And then once I've done that, I'm gonna shut off the heat and add in my butter. It's important that your butter is cold, and I wish that I had let the pan cool down a little bit more, because that butter would emulsify a lot better. So let your pan cool down a little bit before you add the butter, but once you add the butter, and just stir and keep stirring until all that butter is emulsified into the wine to create a cohesive and thick sauce. At this point, I'm gonna go ahead and add in my magic mushroom powder. And all I'm gonna add is about half a teaspoon, that just to give it an umami boost. And along with that, I'm gonna add in a pinch of salt. I'm gonna zest in my lemon, and then give a good squeeze of lemon juice, and the lemon juice will brighten everything up. And at the end, I'm gonna add in my parsley and just stir everything through real quick, and that is the sauce. Time for the taste test. Okay, let's get this a taste test. Alright, I want you to listen to see how crispy the skin is. You hear that? Alright. So talking about crispy skin, let's start with that. Let's see here. Alright, I'm gonna have to get close to the camera for this. I don't know if you heard that. I'm not gonna do that again because I think that was gross. But the skin is really crispy. Alright, now let's have a piece of the salmon with the sauce. It's perfectly cooked, perfectly flaky, and let's have a bite. Cheers. Dude, the sauce is so freaking good. So good. Alright, one more bite. So good. Alright. So, cook your salmon like this. It's so good. The skin is crispy. The fish is juicy. It's not overcooked. It's perfectly flaky. And if you cook it like this, I don't see what there is to hate. You know, and plus with that white wine sauce, you know, with the capers, the green onions, the garlic, it's just so bright. It lifts the fish. So, try this recipe. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you want more content like this, hit the subscribe button or this button right here. And for my previous video, hit this button right here. And I will catch you on the next one. Thank you. Bye.